going on, Jerome's? So the news of Justin friggin' Jefferson going on injured reserve with his hamstring injury. It's really unfortunate, and we've all had our mini funerals. But now it's time to get back on the horse. And all this talk about, hey, maybe the Vikings will be sellers at the trade deadline. Maybe the Vikings will end up in the stratosphere of the draft and blah, blah, blah. It's a possibility. It is certainly a reality, but we'll tackle that when we get there, right? But for the Vikings, the season does go on, and next man up, first-round pick Jordan Addison's got to step up as the wide receiver 1. And the Vikings, despite the 1-4 start, allegedly, and again, we said this before, it's so frustrating that the 4 losses were all single score, and the fact that you lost to Jalen Hurts and Herbert and Patrick Mahomes, 3 of the best quarterbacks in the league. Yeah, it's a season of woulda, coulda, shoulda, and you easily could have beat all 3 teams if you didn't turn the freaking ball over. That's what's frustrating, man. And it does seem like the Vikings are a lot better than the record says they are, even though, hold on. So I know you are what your record says you are crowd. Where were you last year? Oh, the Vikings weren't 13-4. That's not what the record says they were. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, the Vikings are certainly better than their current station at 1-4. They're taking on the crooked Chicago Bears this weekend, and then in 2 weeks they take on the greasy grimy Green Bay Packers. And even though everyone is all up in the Lions' lap right now, and they're calling them the cat's ass and all that stuff, it's not a fait accompli. Like, this is far from over, and I'm not ready to give up on the season yet. Now, the Vikings lose to the Bears, and it sort of is what it is. But looking at the line on Sunday, what's interesting is that the Vikings open up as 3-point favorites in Chicago, even with full knowledge that Justin Jefferson was probably going to miss the game, and even with the announcement that Justin Jefferson's been placed on IR, the line hasn't really moved off of 2.5. So Vegas knows that the Vikings are undervalued. They know that the Bears coming off of Thursday Night Football are overvalued, and the Vikings should and could win in Chicago. Even though, yes, the Bears are playing well, yes, the Vikings will be out without JJ, and people always bring up, the Vikings always struggle in Soldier Field. What does the 2004 Vikings have to do with the 2023 Vikings in Soldier Field? I never understood that correlation. But looking at the remaining schedule, I mean, if the Vikings can stay afloat, these next 4 games without JJ, at Chicago, against San Francisco, Monday Night Football, at Green Bay, at Atlanta. Now, it's going to be tough with 3 road games, but as the Vikings have shown so far, maybe home field advantage doesn't mean much. But also, you look at the Detroit Lions' next 4 games. So, at Tampa Bay, not a gimme. At Baltimore, certainly not a gimme. Hosting the Raiders. We'll see. And then they got the early bye week, and then they're at the Chargers. Again, not a gimme. So the Lions, who are currently 4-1, they're actually going to have some tests in these next couple of games, which would be kind of be a refresher, because I'm tired of did you see that the Lions snapped up between Jared Goff's legs? Congratulations, man. And we know that the Packers are ass. Thank you. And the Vikings, I mean, even though they're 1-4, what really matters is the in-division games. They haven't started them yet. And the Vikings can, clear these next 4 weeks, somehow, some way, get to 3-1 and getting it done. I mean, it is certainly plausible that even at 4-5, just past the trade deadline, that the Vikings could still make a run at this thing. Again, you're finishing out the season. 2 of the last 3 games are against the Lions. 2 of the last, all 3 of the last games are in division, and 2 of the last 3 are at home. So the Vikings, even though it's been an extremely rough start, you still got a puncher's chance. And again, skewing towards purple positivity, but the only downside is, first off, this is a little bit skewed. So, according to Tankathon, remaining strength of schedule, the Packers and the Lions are tied for the easiest remaining schedule at .397 winning percentage. Now, this is a little bit skewed because they play the Bears, who are 1-4, and the Vikings, who are 1-4. But obviously, the Vikings are better than 1-4, and the Vikings are like 17th in there. But either way, I think this could be a spot where they ain't dead yet. And I understand that JJ being gone certainly hurts the team, but this could be something that galvanizes the squad, where this entire team knows now that, hey, we've been so close in these games, but no excuses now. The margin for error is razor thin, and without the best non-quarterback in the game, everyone's got to bring their A game. They got to bring it. And you could say, whoa, they should bring their A game every day. They're professionals. They're human. Humans aren't always on their A game. But now they know. And JJ could be that beacon that they all rally around and get things done these next 4 weeks. And, Lions, in their next 4 games, maybe they go 2-2. Maybe they even go 1-3. And the Vikings, crawl out of the sewer and get their way back in this mother. Because it is the Lions. It's not the Packers. The Packers are ass, thank you. So maybe the Vikings can drag their ass back in, and it all starts these next 4 games. Where got to take care of business in division at minimum. They got to steal one on the road against the Falcons. Whatever happens with the Niners happens, and then go from there, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. NFC North still open for business? Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.